if there ever was a survival horror game that desperately needs to be remade, rebooted, it is definitely Dino Crisis. Dino Crisis was released in 1999 by Capcom and was made by the same team behind the Resident Evil series, and is effectively just Resident Evil, but instead of zombies and a T-virus, it's dinosaurs. The story follows Regina, a special operations agent sent with a team to investigate a secluded island research facility. Finding the place overrun with dinosaurs, Regina must fight through the facility to discover its secrets and ultimately escape alive with her team. I did not write that, that's off Wikipedia, so thank you, Internet. But I just have very fond memories of playing it. I have only ever beaten this game once, as it took me ages to beat as a child, and I think, in my opinion, this is a lot harder than the Resident Evil games. You fight a lot of raptors and a Tyrannosaurus, and I'm recently playing through it again now, but like the Resident Evil 2 remake looks and plays phenomenally, and in my opinion is probably the best remake ever made. It captures everything that was amazing about the original game and amplifies it and makes it better 100 times over. Hopefully they can do that with Dino Crisis. I know they dropped the ball a little bit with Resident Evil 3 Remake. It's still a good game, but they chopped out sections of the original game for reasons I don't really understand. But they've got the Resident Evil 4 remake coming out next year, and if you've I'll tag it onto this channel, onto this video. But I'm not a fan of Resident Evil 4, and I don't understand why so many people love it and consider it one of the best games of all time. I really don't. If you do, that's cool. I'm not judging you. I just don't see it. I don't know why. But I will give the remake of Resident Evil 4 a go, and then hopefully Capcom's next endeavor into remakes is Dino Crisis. Could you imagine the next gen graphics of the Resident Evil 2 remake and Resident Evil 8's graphics put into Dino Crisis? Or even if they remade Dino Crisis in a first person perspective like with Resident Evil 7 and 8, but done with the same care. I think that would be absolutely amazing, and hopefully we get that one day. But Capcom, for some reason, they make some great decisions, but then they also make some weird decisions. Like, for example, the Breath of Fire series has just been dropped, and people want that, you know, and they're just very... they play it fast and loose with the Mega Man series and, you know, that kind of deal. But I don't know. I mean, have any of you guys ever played Dino Crisis? Let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see a remake or anything. I mean, you could just always, you know, emulate it. But... because if you want to pick it up physically for the PS1, it can, in the UK, I believe it's knocking on around somewhere like 50 quid now, 30 to 50 quid, and it's a fantastic game. It's very difficult. It's old school survival horror, so ammo is scarce, health items are scarce, and the raptors jump over the fences and break through the doors, so you won't be able to just run and hide like I usually try and do all the time, trying to conserve ammo for the bosses. But it's effectively just that. It's Resident Evil with dinosaurs, and it desperately needs to come back, in my opinion. There are many games from that came out back in the late 90s and the early 2000s that I'd love to see properly redone. A lot of people don't like that because they think that it's the company's running out of ideas, when maybe they're right on some aspects. A lot of video game industry tactics these days revolve around monetization and trying to squeeze every ounce of just juice out of everything they can with microtransactions and the such. But there are a lot of fantastic games that come out 20 years ago, 25 years ago, that desperately, if they were brought back to now and done with love and care, just give them to indie game developers. Indie game developers are some of the best developers out there at the minute, in my opinion. But definitely, or even if an indie developer can make a Dino Crisis-like game, and you happen to be watching this, then please do and let me know. I'd gladly play through it. But please let me know in the comments. Do you like Dino Crisis? Have you ever played it? Are you gonna check it out sometime? And hopefully, if you do like it and you'd like to see a remake, please pop it in the comments. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.